Hey, y'all, and welcome to my very first podcast episode. And I have an amazing woman that's going to be sharing with me on this morning. One of the things that caused me to even want to do this was I know what my life looked like. And sometimes as women, we are always giving, we're always serving, we're always busy, and then there's not much left for us. And I get asked the question quite frequently, how in the world do you get it all done? And so I felt like I know what my answer is, but it's different for all of us. And so I want you to meet this beautiful lady, Miss Marcy Lane Williamson, so she can share with us on today.
Good
Hey, Marcy.
morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning. Thank you. I appreciate this opportunity.
I'm grateful you said yes because I know your schedule is crazy like mine.
It can be at times. Yes.
And the biggest thing is that calendar. So look, I can't make any moves without
That's
consulting the calendar.
exactly right. That's exactly right.
So Marcy, tell us about yourself, your family, your career. Just talk to us this
So
morning. Let's just have a
that's
conversation.
right. Okay. So, like she said, I am Marcy. I am the director here at the Boys and Girls Club in Vidalia, Georgia, and I'm
Woo-hoo.
also a business owner as well of MAJic Charcuterie. I'm a mother of three beautiful daughters, and my new addition is my grandbaby. She'll be 2 in September. Her name is Alex, and y'all, why didn't y'all warn me that it's a different type of love
It
when
is.
it comes down to those grandkids? Like I can just literally eat her up. I'm telling you, in our moments together, we had do bath time together, story time, and she's gonna come and find me if I'm in my bed. She'll come and crawl in those beds. So I'm telling you, I'm just been overjoyed with my new addition with my grandbaby, and yeah, it's like I've raised them, but y'all, it's all about her now, and they're like, Mom, we're jealous, but no.
They get no more Christmas gifts. Everything now
That's
goes to the
it.
grandbaby.
It's definitely all about her. That's exactly right. And I'm very thankful that we have a village, that we're surrounded
Yeah.
by a beautiful village. I was born into a loving family. And then, it just kind of carried on with all of the siblings and their kids. And our village is just amazing. And I'm very thankful for them. And I thank God for that because it keeps us all sustaining,
Yeah.
depending on each other, helping each other, and all. Yes.
How big is your family? How many siblings do you have?
Ooh, our family's big. So it is 5 girls total and 2 boys. And a lot of times a lot of people like the boys, but yeah, they're the older ones. My brother Charles, he lives in Fayetteville, North Carolina. My brother Cedric is in Charlotte. And then of course I have sisters here who's Charlene. She's at J.D. Dickerson. She's the principal there. My sister Kim, and I mean everybody knows Kim. She's our songbird, and now she's taken off with being an author and writing so many great books and all. And then my sister Missy, he's here in Vidalia, and she's well into her 20th something year as an educator at Vidalia City Schools. Myself, I have my sister Sarah, who's up in Chattanooga. She's a principal up there. And then we have our sister Kathy, who's here in Vidalia also. She's a truck driver at Dot Foods. So hey,
Wow.
we're just kind of all in different walks of life, but we balance each other out.
That's right. And family is important.
Family is important. It really and truly is. Because at
You
any
just
moment, hey,
recently
we
got
can call,
married.
Yes, I did. I sure did. I got married in 2021, in October 2021 to Greg Williamson. And he's a owner operator himself here in Vidalia
Wow.
as a truck driver.
Wow.
That's
So
right.
you got a family full of educators and entrepreneurs, and y'all are
Yes.
all making a
Hmm.
difference in your own respective places.
That's correct.
Now, tell us about your business. I think your business is so unique. So tell us what you do and how did
Right.
that
So,
come about?
yeah, so I do charcuterie. A lot of people aren't familiar with that, but it's just a combination of putting different meats and cheeses and fruit together to create a great blend. And I mean, when you eat on it, it's blends and flavors that you wouldn't normally put together, but once you eat and you're like, oh my gosh! And I've been able to kind of introduce that. So a lot of people who aren't familiar with it, and they're like, I would have never done that. I've never thought about eating this cheese with this right here. But what happened was during my time is actually for my bridal shower, we ordered so many boxes from someone else. And just looking at those boxes, I'm like, in the amount that we paid,
Right.
I was like, this looks very interesting, and it seems like something that we can do. And I also have to also give credit. My cousin Gabe, she does
Uh-huh.
them. That's Gabrielle Daniels here about age. She does it also, and sometimes I connect with her, and she helps me, say, hey, put this with it, and so forth, and I commend us both because we are both, women here in this community of our ethnicity who have definitely taken off with that. And that was something that really wasn't introduced, to our cultural, early on. And now we've been able to both kind of do that. So I've been enjoying it. Have a few orders to do today.
Oh, I love it. And I love that you just
Mhm.
gave Gabe a shout out because
Oh,
people have
yeah.
to know that there's enough for everybody, right? If the pie ain't big
Oh, it
enough, we
is. It
create a
definitely
bigger
is.
pie. We're
Hmm.
not competing,
That's
we're
right.
collaborating. So I love that.
That's exactly right. And we're actually related too. A lot of people don't know we're actually related. Her dad and my dad, they're cousins, so we're related. So
Wow.
I definitely give flowers where flowers are due and credit is due. And I mean, hey, we cheer each other on all the time.
We're back to the family. We all
Yes,
you got a big family.
big family. That's exactly right.
So when it comes to your business, what type of events do you do? Because I've seen boxes and I've seen
Yes,
massive spreads. So
yes.
how does that work?
So I do. I just whatever the customer's asking of us. So we've done grazing tables, and that could service anywhere up to 300, 400 people. I've
Okay.
done wedding events. I've done church events. I do Mother's Day boxes. A lot of times that weekend is very very busy for me because everybody wants to surprise their mom with a nice box of goodies. So Mother's Day boxes are good. I've done a few for Father's Day as well. They want to actually give it back to those men in their life, and sometimes I tweak it to certain things that I know that guys like to eat, the Slim Jims and stuff like that, more so of the salamis. But I've done so many different events, baby showers. I've done just regular parties, regular gatherings. I've done a brunch. So yeah, yesterday I actually did several boxes for Georgia State Prison down, Rogers State Prison down in Reedsville, and got those down there at 9 o'clock yesterday morning. School time, I do a magic munch box, and the teachers they love it. So with school starting back up, I'm ready to pick that back up where we left off and get that to the school.
I love it. And that
Yes.
leads right into our next question because
Mhm.
you have a career, you have
Yes.
a business, you
Yes.
have children, you have a
Hmm.
spouse, you got
Yes.
siblings, you got parents, you got
Yes.
all of these things
Hmm.
going on. And so
Right.
our second question is why is self-care so important for you as a
Ooh.
woman of faith? With
Ooh.
all of this stuff going on, what does that
Yes,
look like?
yes, definitely. Self-care is definitely important because what we tend to do or we find ourselves pouring into so many other people until, we could become empty. So
Yep,
I find ways to kind of pour back into myself. And the good thing about it is I do have a loving family who also pour into me as
that's
well.
right.
So it's finding balance. That's the key. I journal. I
Mm,
journal a lot. I started journaling probably about 3 years ago, and
okay.
I have journaled for every walk of my life. I mean, I really and truly do because yeah, I do. And one thing about journaling because the word says you write it down,
That's right.
and that's what I do. I write it down and I pray over it, and and I'm asking God to give me a vision, to give me confirmation, over whatever it is that I have going on. But and I can always go back to it and just kind of reflect. So there are times when
Yep.
I journal and I can go back like from now from 2021 and look at something that I may have wrote down and see kind of where I'm at. So I journal because that's just kind of me finding my balance. I like a good outdoor space and I'll find that. Probably get me some
Mm,
coffee. I got some coffee now. Got my
yeah.
little cup right here. But
Yeah.
I I just write, and I sometimes I reflect on my days and I pray over that and I ask God, if there was anything that wasn't pleasing unto you, correct that for me and help
Right.
it. And I'm thankful. So I do that. I walk in nature,
Mm,
just kind of looking at anything that God has created. And trees, the sky, and those type of things, they just kind of it just kind of gives a way to fill me back up.
yeah.
And that's very key because we can burn out and we can
Yeah.
burn out fast with so much going on and so much and just trying to balance things out. So just finding a way to fill myself back up.
I love that because I know for me, at night when I can't rest because I'm trying to remember everything in my head, if I would just get up and write it all down, if
Right.
I would just get up and just get it out of here and get it on some paper, it lets this rest so
Mm-hmm.
that I can begin to
That's exactly
unplug.
right. Yes.
And
That's
then that
exactly right. Separation. Sometimes I'm
go
sorry,
ahead.
separation, separating myself from from different days to the days. Like when I come home from work, it's time to separate myself from that, and I do my best to leave it at work. Sometimes it doesn't always work that way because I do get
Right.
phone calls, from work and all, but it's still separation. That journal helps me kind of keep it separated.
I love that. And then when
Mhm.
you talk about that outdoor time and your cup of
Mhm.
coffee and your book and outside,
Yes.
Marcy, let me ask you this: when your children were little, was this
Yes.
something you did, or was this something you've
Mm-mm.
discovered as you
Mm-mm.
got more mature in the things of God?
Yes. And you know what, let me tell you, I didn't, as they were little, because, I became a single mom in 2009 when their father was killed in a car accident. And
Yes.
it was like hit the ground running to make sure that we don't miss a beat with
That's
anything that
right.
they have going on. I didn't want them to feel like, there's a void we have to fill because he's no longer there. But it was something that I learned gradually over life, in raising them, because it was like I had one in cheerleading, one in softball, one in basketball, and
Right.
then travel ball. And it would be sometimes I would get home at 2 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, whoo, we play travel ball all day on Saturday. And then that Sunday, I just kind of want to lay there in that bed when really and truly it's like, you know what? No, we got to find that second win. We got to get up because just like I'm getting y'all to these softball games, basketball games, cheerleading camps, we're going to get to church as well. And y'all get in
That's
this
right.
choir stand and we're going to sing in the choir stand and you're going to usher at church, and
That's
then I
right.
did my work with the youth program and so forth at churches also. So, but as life kind of gradually, I knew that it was like, listen, as they got older, and it was kind of more of, thinking about what me and what's going on and how
Right.
God has just been so valuable in our life. That's something that I started learning more and more and more.
It's so amazing because the woman that we are when our children are small, just
Mm-hmm.
like our children are growing, we are growing. Because I
Yes,
was the
we
same
are
way.
growing
Like I can
the
remember there
same
was
way.
times that I didn't even have time to lotion my legs. Like I would do that when I got to work. Right. So like
Right,
I know that seems
right,
so small, but
uh-huh,
now when
right.
I'm up in the morning and I got time to actually
Mm-hmm.
take time for me and get ready and listen to
Mm-hmm.
my music and worship, I'm like, wow,
Yes, that's exactly right. It just helps your day flow so much smoother.
yes.
Yeah, it
But
does. In my work schedule hours they changed because I was at the school for 12 years. So it was
yeah,
like I'm getting up with them, we're headed to work off, and off to school at the same time. And then of course when I switched careers, I had a little more time in the mornings because I don't have to, report sometimes to like 9:30.
yeah,
So now I have that time in the morning and I'm able to walk and I put on my headphones and I do my
yep.
worship and praise. I love Wednesdays because that's my worship and walk day. That's my really
Ooh,
fuel day. And it's also the middle of the week. So we've already had 2 days prior and then 2 days more to go. So it's like that hump day. And let's get over this hump, and it's
worship
it's
and
walk
walk.
and worship Wednesday. Yeah.
I love it.
Yes.
For those young mamas that's listening to
Hmm.
me and Marcy, we both got adult children, but we've been through those seasons.
Right.
So we just want to tell you to hang in there. It does get better. It does get
It
easier.
does.
Just
It
hang
does.
in there. And I'm glad you
That's right.
shared, with them about your transition into being a
Hmm.
single mom and how God
Yes.
kept y'all and you were able to still get it all done because God is
Get it all done.
faithful. He is
That's
so
right.
faithful. So
That's
how do
right.
you squeeze in? I think you probably already answered this. How you squeeze in your personal time for faith? You're not giving
Yes.
to the kids, not to the grandkids, like
Hmm.
your time with God.
Hmm. Right.
How does
That's
that
exactly
is
right.
that go ahead.
No, so yeah, that definitely is a huge factor of my life. Just my personal time with faith, beyond journaling, it's just having a little talk with Jesus. Y'all know that song,
Mhm.
you know,
That's right.
and that's what we have to do. Set aside all of it because at the end of the day, my transitional time and all, it's all about me.
Yeah.
I have that opportunity to just kind of say, Lord, here I am, standing alone,
Yeah.
not with a spouse, not with my children. It's just
That's right.
me standing alone because that's it. That's how it's going to work in the end as well. So, we have to allow God to just kind of come into your spirit. So I do have my own time, my quiet time. I have my prayer room and an altar, and it just not
Oh,
necessarily means the altar at church.
yeah.
It's my altar that's here in the home because it's where I go and I kneel to God and I pray
Mm,
and I ask Him to just kind of continue to be that guiding light that He has done. And with my faith, I think about how much has occurred in my life over the years, and I
yeah.
know if it hadn't been for God on my side or Him me just depending on solely Him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. I would not be the person that I am today. I would not have found my purpose. I would not have
That's
found have the passion for the purpose that I have.
that's
So I think about that was like early deposits in my life of looking at what God was doing to get me where I'm at today. So I'm just
yeah.
building from that.
I love that. And I love that because I hear even in between what you're saying, how you've had to
Hmm.
go through, that time. You use the word standing alone
Yeah.
before God, and how
Yes.
He's healed you to
Hmm.
allow you
Hmm.
to raise your children,
Yes.
healed you enough to receive love again, in your
Yes.
life. Healed you enough to
Right.
step out and take the risk of starting a business, because starting a business is not easy.
It's
Um,
not easy.
you even said He's healed you enough to trust God to start a new career, like after
That's
12
exactly right.
years.
That's exactly right.
Like
That's right.
those are not easy
They're
transitions.
not
None
easy
of
at
them.
all. But it's all
But
about trusting God. That's it.
yes,
It's about trusting Him. And what is faith? We have to look at what is faith. It's the believing and not seeing, and we just have to really and truly believe that this is where God has us. And one thing about it, if you truly believe and you truly pray about it, and like I say, I write it down, and I know that God is aligning so much up in my life. I can just see it unfolding daily,
yeah,
how He aligns certain people up, certain things up in my life to just kind of keep my purpose
yeah,
driven.
I
Mm-hmm.
love that. And my last question is, you said this, lining certain people up in your life. How
Uh-huh.
important is it to have a community? And the reason I ask this question is because one of the things that I've seen, and I've done it when I was
Mm-hmm.
younger, is when
Yeah.
I see young women, when they get in relationships, they
Yes.
isolate themselves. We
Right.
cut off
Right.
our friends, we cut off
Mm-hmm.
all these
Mm-hmm.
people just so we can give
Yes.
every minute, moment, second, hour of our day to this
That's
person
right.
individual. And a lot of
Mhm.
times our spouse don't even require it. It's just something we feel like we
Right.
need to do.
To do.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but one of the things I've learned is that I need my sisters. Like I
Mm-hmm.
need that like you've been
Right.
talking about, that quiet time. So why
That's
is
right.
that so important to just have that community to walk with you through different seasons?
It's just important because we have different seasons of our life completely, you know what I'm saying? And some people are here for a reason, some people are here for a season. We
Right?
definitely know that. But I definitely surround myself with a sisterhood, beyond my biological sisters,
Yeah.
that I'm able to connect with. And we've been friends for a while now. And we always say no new friends, whatever, but we welcome anybody in. But anyhow,
I
right.
already
So,
know.
but, it helps us all, with our daily walk of life, because we all experience so much. We all deal with so much. We can be very transparent about what it is that we're dealing with, and them being able to feed into me feed into them, share a scripture with them, share a song with them.
Yeah.
Conversation is different.
Yeah.
When you surround yourself with women who are on the same journey with you,
That's good.
picking up the phone, talking about plans and purpose and not people. You get what I'm saying? So that's something that
Yes.
I actually enjoy. Mhm. And not people. We talk about plans, we talk about purpose, we talk about what it is that's going on in our lives right now, and how can I help. It's not a hesitation to help out. With my circle, my dot of friends, and my family. Picking up the phone, asking them, "Hey, can y'all come in and can you do this?" It's without hesitation. So surrounding yourself with like-minded people, people who are on the same journey, people who are on the same path with you is very important because
Right.
we build up walls because building up those certain walls allows certain things not to get in.
That's exactly right.
And yeah, it allows certain things not to get in. And I share scriptures. We do brunches where we're actually talking about devotion, and we're doing Bible and brunch, and we share our favorite scriptures, and we talk about our favorite scriptures. But it's just so important to have that community of people around you because it's just so much stuff that's going on around us until we have to, kind of depend on each other. I'm not a person who'll never say that I don't need anybody.
That's right.
Because at different seasons of my life, I'm going to always need someone. And I never know when someone is going to need me. I'm not hesitant to actually accept an assignment because I never
Right.
know when God is using me also. But yeah, it's so important. And I'm thankful for my community. I'm thankful for my village, like I said, but it's just important because, the devil just kind of works in so many different ways. And, just having those certain women in your life who are able to kind of just say, hey, bounce back, chin up, girl. You know what I'm saying? This is
Right.
not the end. It could be the beginning. That door may have closed, but then another one open, or God may have closed that door because he saw what was on the other side. And we share
That's
stuff
right.
like that with each other all the time.
I got a
That's
friend.
right.
Those friends are so important. I remember I was going through a transition. I had allowed somebody to get really close to me,
Mm-hmm.
and they had, which like when you gave the eye earlier, it's real hard for us to allow somebody in. And I had
Yeah.
allowed somebody into my
Mm-hmm.
space, and they got really close to me, and
Right.
then they turned on
Uh-huh.
me, and I couldn't shake it. I
Okay.
kept talking about it, kept talking about it, kept talking about it. And this is why you need a village. My friend said, how many other people still in that? I said, well, I still got this many people, and they still. She said, well, then why you still talking about the one that left? Can we go ahead and make
Right.
the trip now? And you need friends that's gonna say, baby, you don't
Mm-hmm.
grieved over that long enough. It's time to get up now.
It's
You
time to
know,
get over it. That's
you don't
exactly
mourn
right.
long enough. It's time for you to keep
Long
moving.
enough. That's it. I mean, we
Yes,
literally will pull up. We will pull up at your house. We gonna,
right.
and yeah,
Yes,
and I have these friends, and they know if it's me or if it's our circle, we coming unannounced because
that's
we
right.
we don't. Sometimes we don't pick up on a Facebook post, and we like, take that down.
Something going on.
What are you
That's right.
doing? You know what I'm saying? And they know it's coming from a place of love.
That's right.
And yeah, we'll pull up and we ringing doorbells.
That's right.
It was so funny. I had a friend. I won't say her name. Well, when she hear the story, she gonna know it's her. I had a friend, and one morning, yeah, I'm delivering a charcuterie box to her. And she opens the door and she's just in tears. Going back to get my phone because I wanted to do this whole video with me delivering all the charcuterie boxes to everybody, and I was going to blend it at
Uh-huh.
the end. So I was going back to my phone and I saw her facial expression, and she opened up the door and she was just in tears. And I'm like, oh no, what's going on?
That's
And
right.
I didn't even go get the phone. I ran up on the porch. And we laughed about it because it was on her door, her ring bell. And the video was, and she was able to replay it, and she just laughed so much. But I went into full prayer. I didn't even know what was wrong.
That's right. That's
I
right.
went into full prayer and I was like, Lord, you know what it is, you know what's wrong. And right now, I just pray that you come into her and you fix whatever the situation is, or you help her through the situation, help her handle this. I'm going into full prayer. And she looked at me and she
Right.
she takes her hat off and she said, I'm sorry. It's not that serious. I'm just having a bad hair day. And I said, well, God knows that situation too. And she was like, here you are praying over me. I just don't want you to feel like it was that serious, but I thank you for the prayer, whatever. And I mean, now she saw it on the door ring and the ring bell, and she was kind of able to just replay it. And that was just the funniest thing. But she knows that I'm that type,
That's
and
right.
I'm like, what's going on? Who do we need to find and who we need to talk to, or whatever. But she was like, I'm just having a bad hair day. And I had a little meltdown and so forth or whatever from my bad
That's
hair
too
day. But
funny.
yeah, and,
Um,
and then when I saw her a few days later, she had gotten her hair taken care of, and I was like, look at God. You know,
Look at God. He answers prayer.
that's right. So, but yeah. Mhm.
But this is the
That's
thing.
exactly
I'm
right.
there
Look
for
at God.
you.
So we're that type of friends.
Yeah, I'm there for you at the darkest
Yep.
moments in your life.
So
And baby, I'm there for you if you're just having a bad hair day.
hmm
That's why you need your friends, your
just a
circle.
bad hair day.
Yeah, that's
That's
gonna pray with you,
exactly right.
stand with you. I'm gonna be with you
hmm
no matter what's going on.
Yes,
And that is important.
no matter what. This is very important. That's right. It's valuable. It's so important. And like I say, I really and truly thank God for that.
Now, Marcy, this was so good. Thank you so much for saying
Yeah,
yes
I've enjoyed it so much. I appreciate you having me this morning.
and just opening up and sharing, because this is the thing. It's going to
Mhm.
encourage some other moms out
Yes.
there, other entrepreneurs,
Right.
other wives.
Yes.
No matter where
Right.
you are and what season you're in, we need each other. And that's what
We
this is
need each other.
about. The I Am
That's
Love
it.
community is about women of faith. No matter where we
Mhm.
are, what season, what journey
Mhm.
we're in,
Right.
we need each other. And like our friends the Sneeds say, we're better together.
We are, yes, exactly right. We are better together. And like you always say, boom, God
God
works
move
just like
just
that.
like that.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
All right, y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. And we're going to be back again on next Monday at 6:30 a.m. You'll be able to watch another podcast, another amazing interview. Be sure to share this one. If you know Marcy, let her know that you watched it and let her know how much her story has encouraged you.